Hey guys, this is HTOMario, and I'm going to be showing you another turn against Protoss, and after this I'm going to show you a turn against Dirk, and I think that will be the last of the videos this evening. So I'm going to times 8 it a little past the opening. It's going to be the standard stuff: supply depot on 10, barracks on 12, refinery on 13, and I really want to get to the part of the game where you can learn. I get a factory right after, and then a reactor. So I have 2 Marines, and at this stage of the game, I used my Reaper to scout him. I believe I got a Reaper anyway, but I scouted him out pretty well. I know what's going on. I know he's got an expansion, so I'm not too worried. So I have my bunker on the low ground. I'm producing a Widow Mine in case of Stargate, Marine, and I'm getting my command center on the low ground, playing really greedy, and then a starport. So I'm gonna go for a bit of drop harass. And I think I saw a mothership core, because I'm pulling my Marines in here, and I have my Widow Mine out front to spot for an all-in. It's hard to have an observer out this early in the game. It usually doesn't come out for another bit. He sees this, and he backs off immediately. He's about to attack, and I tip him off. I'm like, it's a trap. So another observer shouldn't really hit my base for another 20 seconds, and I'm, right, it isn't possible really for a little bit longer with a fast expansion. It's right here, and he's using it at home in case it drops. So the mothership core is attacking over here, and I try to ward it back a little bit, and it gets his time warp, not on my minerals. I can't slow down mining by like 100 minerals at the most, so I'm glad I was able to slow it down a little bit, force him to back off. So, from my point of view now, I do want to drop him, and I'm heading down the bottom, and I'm going to slow it down in just a second. So here comes the drop. If you hit shift and then D on the medevac drop, it'll like drop him repeatedly while you're moving, but in this case I like click him down so that I can put him in different places of the base. And I know that he's smart because he put down one probe to get sacrificed, so he can keep mining right afterwards, but he does have a detector, so if he waited a second longer he wouldn't have had to do that. But he does force me out of there, and I did lose a Widow Mine, but I got him to pull like his workers, and I got 1 worker, so I did lose a little bit of resources and a little bit of an investment, but overall it evens out just a little. So I get a Raven as well, and I'm producing Marine tank, so the Marines to get like watchtowers and defend against gateways, and saying to help defend against gateways, and Marines help against like this annoying mothership core and oracles. So I also dropped down my 3rd pretty fast, and I send this Raven out to harass, and I get a 2nd Raven. Usually when I do Raven harass, that's when they don't have a Stargate, so having 2 Ravens really helps with that. You can do it from different sides, or I try to drop in here, but I end up losing these 2, so it's kind of bad on me. I kind of just watched it die too, so yeah. I was kind of in a great mood, and I wasn't really paying attention, and I was just having a good time. So with Mech, I supply block myself a little bit, but it's common that you place down 3 supply depots at a time. The units are really supply heavy, so you'll notice me getting supply blocked a little bit because I'm still having difficulty finding out the right times for all the depots, and that's a mistake on my part. That's definitely a Mech mistake I need to improve on. So here I go in for the Raven. I send it in a little bit closer to the base, and I drop down another factory because I'm almost ready to take my 3rd. So I'm gonna be pretty good on gas, and I get another Raven, so I get 3 right now. I don't normally go above 2, but I had a lot of excess gas, so I wasn't too concerned. So I set my Raven in too far. I can send the Hunter Seeker missile from farther back, and because I came so close, he was able to spot it. And because I have had so much gas, I dropped down my double armories, my upgrades, because, and I'm also about to expand, so I'm gonna have 2 more gas. So I'm gonna have a lot of gas to spend on this. So times 2ing it a little bit further into the game, so we can talk about this a little bit more. I see a drop coming in, so this is great harass on his part. I drop a missile on auto turret to try to learn my way from my workers, and I tried to kill this War Prism with a Hunter Seeker missile, and he flies it over my SCVs. Genius move. This was really well done by SCA. Lucky. I get my 1-1 upgrades, more siege tanks. So with my siege tanks on this map, I have to defend a lot of area. Siege tanks are really good at defending areas unless you're facing like charged zealots. So far, I haven't seen too big of a sign of it. I haven't seen too many zealots, so I'm not too concerned. I also have a lot of factories, so I can get a lot of hellbats, and I saw the War Prism shut down as a harass, so I think I can pretty much defend this 3rd. I have a decent amount of army here. If you look back at his base, you know, he's got zealots, sentries, and stalkers, and I have ravens to shut down the stalker, and a few marines and siege tanks, and I have a lot of units up here and a lot of units here, so I can hold any attack he sends my way right now. And he's also getting his third, so I try to kill this observer too. It's very important that you snipe observers when you can. Getting my gas pretty soon. You want your gases pretty soon on your third. Gas is the most valuable resource. If it gets shut down, you're going to be happy you got the gas, because it'll help you push out. Spitting my widow mines out a little bit. I think I got another observer. Swapping some add-ons. So once you have established your third, this map is terrible for drops. I mean, on my part, you know, it's really hard to defend them because there's so many places to put a war prism. So I overly aggressively put down missile turrets. This is to make sure I can't really be forced down in too many areas. It helps a lot defending your third. So in this case, I dropped them before I saw another war prism, and I didn't need to drop them earlier because I wasn't defending this. My army was here, and from here I can defend here and here pretty easily in case there's a drop. But once my army has to be here to defend my third, it's really hard to run all the way back in the main, so this turret ring really helps a lot. And he's actually sending in another war prism to harass me, so I'm glad that I set this up. So here it comes, Viking trying to do a little bit of micro, and it dies. So I got 3 zealots and a war prism. That's a lot of minerals. That's 500 minerals. And those 500 minerals paid for these missile turrets, and then these are a little bit of an exaggeration. So I lost like 300 minerals, but I might need them in the later game. What if there's void rays? What if there's oracles? What if there's tempest? It slows them down just a little bit, because there's more for them to attack. What if there's carriers, interceptors? So, and of course Dark Templar. I have plenty of turrets to spot Dark Templar. I scan his army, and I see there's a lot of zealots, so I get a lot of hellbets. And I'm starting more upgrades, and I get another Raven to throw into my army still again, because 1, I have a lot of gas, and 2, because again, I'm about to establish another base. And I'm dropping down 2 planetary fortresses over there. I'm also getting a medevac. This could be either for drops. I can use it if I see the opportunity. I could use it to heal my Hellions, you know. He does have storms, so medevac healing the battle Hellion. It's kind of like healing Marauders. I split my army because there are Dark Templar coming in. I have the watchtower, so I know he's not coming from there, and I have a sensor tower down at my 4th, so I felt comfortable splitting my army just for those 2 Dark Templar. I'm also getting building armor, because once you're so heavily invested in planetary fortresses, building armor just helps a lot. The building armor helps you, you know, like, it's every zealot does like 4 less damage per hit because they hit twice, and they have 2 extra armor. So if you got like 4 zealots, that's an extra or 3 zealots, is an extra 12 less damage on top of you. And here I feel, I'm not quite sure how, but I have such a remarkable mineral supply, and I believe it's because I skipped like a round of production of units. But I also feel really safe because I have this, and all I have to do is defend up here, and I have a lot of siege tanks, so I feel pretty good. So what I do is I decide to drop a lot of orbitals, and you know, or a lot of command centers, and this allows me that if he doesn't get me, this puts me really far ahead in the game, mineral-wise. I also dropped down my 3/3 upgrades, another Raven, and Thor, just in case of air switch, and more starports, just in case of an air switch, and I want to do an air switch myself. So those pesky zealots, he keeps trying to get the watchtower so he can do like drops or storm or something like that, so it's a good idea on him to do that. I see his army moving out, so I position myself, and I also get a fusion core, some tech labs. So I see the little psionic thing, and I was like, what is that? And I decided to scan once I saw that. And I was like, no, I don't want you storming my mineral lines. Moving 2 more over, so this is good to know. I'm gonna have this base pretty heavily defended, so that shuts him up from coming this way without me seeing it, without him being heavily delayed. I'm gonna put 2 planetaries here. This makes this heavily defended. There's only 1 real way to attack, or 2 real ways, and that's behind here, which I will see, and that's through here. So that means that all of my army can be defending here, and I don't have to be too concerned, because I'll have enough time to get into position to save something else, unless he's really immortal heavy, which he isn't. So I see him come up, and I send my army through, lift up the orbital, because he's got a lot of zealots, he can't kill it very fast. I make the two, I believe these two planetary fortresses, so once again, another attack away is shut down, and I'm going to make these orbitals. This helps me a lot, because if he engages me at my base, not only will I have extra supply in terms of army health and army damage, because the planetary fortresses do a decent amount of splash damage, but it helps minimize how much space there is for charge slots, and if they're attacking them, they're not attacking, you know, my actual army, so it's really good to have planetary fortresses. I really love planetary fortresses. I'm producing 4 Ravens now at a time. I'm really confident in my air switch, and I want the Ravens for Hunter Seeker Missile. So if he ever decides to engage, the Hunter Seeker Missile will almost always force him to disengage. So this is kind of like a heavy turtle style. But the reason why I'm doing this, and I can use also the Ravens for harass, the reason why I'm doing this is because I have 10 gas. I have all the income I want for now. I can still expand later. These are the easiest to defend bases, and I can use this stage of the game to try to push it towards the end of the game. You know, I'm in a very comfortable position, and from here I can really decide what I want to do next. So flying out a little bit and throwing down a 100 Seeker Missile, it forces him to run away. If he's not paying attention, he takes 100 AoE damage. I have so many orbitals that I can always know where his army is. I can scan around, look for hidden bases, and to drop down even more orbitals. I also have some battlecruisers and a few Hellions. We don't mind Burrow because, you know, just in case he's out of storm and he's got like a big air army. I throw down some barracks and some Ghost Academies for nukes, and he comes down here to attack, and he's able to do a lot of damage. As you can tell, it takes him a long time to kill this, and he's not even able to kill this planetary before I arrive. So this allows me to mine from here faster. This base definitely paid for itself, because you know the gas from there is very valuable, especially with what I throw down. And I'm keeping my money down pretty low, always teching and trying to find different ways to attack him. I mean, I have a pretty large income because of all my orbitals. You can tell that I have like twice his income right now, almost twice. Pretty much twice his income, and I have more gas than him. So is he the hallucinated void ray? So he's making me think, okay, air change. But I do throw down just a few more missile turrets in case he's like, in case he thinks, you know, oh, it's void rays. He's, you know, if he falls for it. If he falls for it, you know, like that's fake. Maybe he won't prepare for against air. But there is an air switch coming, so I didn't fall for it. Also, we can nuke and ghosts, making sure that he's not on too many bases, and I go ahead and establish the gas over there, and I want to deny him from being on gas. And if I attack down here, and I'm kind of just watching for him, and I sent like 1 Thor to attack down here to try to take out the space and do damage, while I send the rest of my army to attack this. And if I'm attacking down here, if I have 1 Thor attacking here, he might not pay attention. Well, during the fight, he could lose this nexus. I'm expanding, you know, I'm going to have barracks flying over there soon. That's going to be these two. I'm establishing my gas and a missile turret. So that's going to be pretty good for me. So I see him, I drop some point defense drones, and then I attack my Thors down here to snipe this base. And I try to Yamato him, and here, Hunter Seeker Missile. You can tell that before this, his supply is at 195. Now, these are a lot of Hunter Seeker Missiles, so I really want to show you this because it's a cool thing. Who doesn't want to see somebody get blown up by Hunter Seeker Missiles, right? He doesn't make any effort to move. There's definitely a lot here, so we're just going to watch this in slow motion. This is going to be a treat for us. So, 195 supply to 127, 119, 110, 108. So still dropping a little bit because of probes, but he lost a lot there because he was not paying attention, and he didn't move his army. So that's one of the reasons why I really like Ravens. Like if they, you know, it gives it really allows you to capitalize on mistakes. It allows you to force mistakes, and it allows you to drive back an army So, you know, that's always good. If you can make part of his army drive back and run away while you're shooting at him, that's always great. You always want him to not attack you while you're attacking him, because that's one good way to get ahead. So while I'm taking this top left base, the ramp for that is going to be heavily defended by planetary fortresses, so which means I can easily take the, you know, the main base to it, and then keep attacking down below. I also begin a few widow mines, you know, to kind of litter around the map a little bit. I saw Tempest, and I was thinking, you know, I'm going to throw down some widow mines, and maybe have them fly over him, or maybe try to run them under the Tempest. And this Thor's been down here for quite a while. He's got like 8 kills, so that's pretty nice, but he does end up killing it. So we're going to speed this up just a little bit, past this macro phase. I'm going to send a dropship out, kind of across the map. I want to nuke in his main base, because if he's defending his main base, the least likely chance that's where our observers are going to be right now, then he's not attacking me. So right here, I decide, okay, I'm going to send these siege tanks, because they're not going to be as useful, to take out this Nexus. And here it comes. And then I want to try to get a good Hunter-Seeker missile off and engage his army. So he gets hit by a Widow Mine, Hunter-Seeker missile, he tries to split up, and 162 supply before, and then 120, or he's still dropping in supply. So these are some really great Hunter-Seeker missiles. He did try to split up, which is awesome, but with that many amount, it doesn't matter if you split up, because units are going to die, and they're going to get really, really hurt. He's better off running away. So if they don't, that's awesome for you. I decide, you know, I see all of his Stargates here. If I take out his production, and then his army, he can't reproduce no matter how much money he has. So I drop down 4 nukes, and then I shift rally them to go back into the dropship. I also begin nuke production right away. I've taken out this base, so now I'm really just picking at him and trying to take him out with as much as you can. If you look at the resources lost, he's lost 10,000 more resources than me, and that is huge. I re-drop these out, and he does end up leaving the game here, because, one, I took out all of his targets. He doesn't have as many bases. His army supply is a lot lower. I have a huge bank. And if you look at his vision on the map, you know, he's got like, he sees like this much, and he sees all these things. And then if you look at my vision, you know, I have so much base, so much income that, you know, I can just drop planetaries everywhere and really slow them down. And yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this game. And be sure to subscribe and watch all the games. You know, thank you for watching.